All right, and one last question from the audience, and I'm gonna launch my salvo. Yes, Gene.
One of the hottest topics that I see in the industry is the claim that ad networks destroy publishers' inventory values. Would the panelists like to comment on that?
Do ad networks?
I 100% agree.
Did everybody hear it? Do ad networks destroy publishers' inventory values?
Yeah. From a publishing point of view, the reason why we canceled all our ad networks is I agree with that statement 100%, and I'll go to my grave saying the exact same thing.
I'll disagree 73%.
But I still like Jonathan.
Hey, but I'm 27% in agreement with it.
So from our perspective, we're believers in scarcity, and we want to retain ourselves as premium, and we've chosen not to work with any ad networks. I personally believe that they do serve a purpose in certain instances. We've chosen not to work with.
Well, I mean, the truth there are a dozen flavors of what ad networks are. They go from all the way from high-end CPM, more brand-oriented networks. That's what we tried to do up front, all the way to ad exchanges and RTB, which so far really is last-click attribution, which is very dangerous, right? And so I agree that you have to be very nuanced. And the problem is, and the dirty secret in the entire industry, is that if you look at how fragmented everything is between publisher and audience, of all the different tricks out there, ad networks and exchanges are where a lot of people make a lot of money. And everything else is a money loser, right? I mean, optimization, data, this and that is really an adjunct. And that's why every company is actually trying to start an exchange or an ad network on top of it. And you just got to understand from a brand perspective that you have to do the work and understand there's an ad network that actually can help propel the brand. There are ad networks that are mixed and get just lead gen, and then there are exchanges and some networks that just cannibalize the brand. But you have to do the work to really think about it, and that's part of the challenge. It's a very confusing, fragmented marketplace. Yeah,
on the high-end side too, the OPA came to us saying we'd really like you to participate in our premium brand network, and I had the conversation, and I reluctantly said this is not for us repeatedly. Jim Spanfeller, I think a lot of you know, I got on the phone with him, we had a long discussion about it, and ultimately the conclusion I arose at was that we can say we're going to do this, but the net result is not going to be positive for anyone who participates, because my block list and CNN's block list and New York Times block list, when you add those all together, who's the advertiser that's going to spend $2 million across this ad network at reasonable CPMs to the point where I'd accept it as a publisher? So I never could truly find, from a publisher point of view, the need for it. And if my sales team is that bad, I'm firing my sales team and starting with new salespeople, because if you look at the consolidation on the agency side, there shouldn't be a top 250 client that we can't get a meeting with, the person who's planning the business, buying the business, and somebody at the client. If we can't do those three things, then we're not doing the right thing.
But that's because you're a first-tier, world-class scaled.
Well, thank you.
Platform. No, I'm serious.
Keep talking.
24% agreement now. No, but the issue is that they're a top 25 reach vehicle. What about reach vehicles 26 through 2000? Right? No one can. There are only so many experienced salespeople out there. Right?
And that's a fair point, yeah.
Right. How many people are calling you just to poach you away from CBS? You don't have to answer, but a lot.
not enough, clearly. If anybody's interested, they can talk to
I will tell you that structurally, there are two challenges from my perspective. One, we got to grow the entire pie. There's not enough being spent online. And so what you just pointed out, we want to get people spending $2, $10, $20 million on a campaign that can actually be deployed at scale so that you can get the full CPMs that you deserve. Secondly, I think that from just the number of people in the industry standpoint, I think people don't give enough credit. Instead, in 01 to 03, a lot of people got pounded out of the industry. There just aren't enough of experienced executives and salespeople in our industry, and it's a little bit of a turf war, right, between people trying to hire out salespeople. And quite frankly, if you're not in the top 25 in terms of size and reach from a brand perspective on the publisher side, you're going to be lucky to get some middling salespeople. You're going to have to overpay for them. That's an issue.
Yeah, it is an issue. Our challenge is always to find the good salespeople, and because of our business, we have the good fortune of having 55 salespeople, numerous managers, vice presidents, product marketing, the conversation we were having about having all the support on the front end and the back end of the business, that's a luxury, and it's a luxury that we enjoy because it's a $500 million business. But I don't think that's true for a lot of the startups, and that's an issue. So when I think about ad networks in the context of the mobile space, somebody like AdMob and Tony Nethercutt's team, they bring value to us as sellers because not only do they have a sophisticated sales force that has unique knowledge, their value to the equation is they're also trying to introduce new and more compelling ad products into the market, specifically for the iPhone apps. So from my point of view, if an ad network can come to us and offer us standardization that drives scale beyond what the OPA is offering, then that's a loose confederation of sellers, and as long as the FCC is okay with it, I'm okay with it. But having somebody sell a product for $1.50 that you should be selling for $10 is just plain stupid. I don't know how you could turn it on any other point of view.
Well, we'll see if AdMob can sell those iPhone apps after.
Well, those guys are done. They've already they've made their money. They're done now.
Right.
All right, I'm going to thank you for that. I'm going to get off the stage because I want you guys to speak candidly, which you've been holding back. And I don't want to be implicated in what your answers are. So here's the final question, and we'll work from Dave down the line. On a scale of 1 to 10, how effectively are advertisers and their agencies leveraging you, your content, and your audience? Scale of 1 to 10. And then what would you advise them as a strategic partner would get them to a 10?
I would say a 6.
Don't look at me, look at them.
6. Yeah, 6. A 6. And the feedback I would give is part of what has been a theme over the last day and a half, which is taking risks. We're viewed in multiple ways. We're social, we're reputation management, we're UGC, we're crowdsourced, we're a myriad of things. Well, at the end of the day, it's 32 million people. I joined the company 2.5 years ago, and we had 4 million people and under 2 million reviews. We're now at 32 million uniques, and over 11 million reviews. By all publicly stated measurement, we're now the largest local publisher, and we have the most local long-tail content, the freshest coming over the last 2 years. So that's pretty powerful. And I have consumers that are making buying decisions around brands, but also can be linked to other brand association. We were talking last night with some of the folks from Kellogg's, and if somebody's making a decision around active life, not too far-fetched to believe that they lead an active lifestyle. And if they do you want to surround them with Kashi cereal branding? Probably makes sense, not rocket science. So that is something I can tell you right now that generally speaking falls on deaf ears. And so what we're trying to do is move upstream a little bit, get farther up in the decisioning chain, and get more mind share with the folks as they're starting to build out some of the strategies and think about how they can leverage Yelp, how they can leverage our content in interesting ways, and just partnering better. And part of that's on me and my team, but also part of it is, I think, our agency partners and the client side, being a little bit more open-minded to what's out there today, how their customers are interacting with their brands online, and also being open to kind of at least learning and taking some risks and doing some testing.
Good, thank you.